Good morning. So today we're working on Tekki Shodan stance movement. So particularly Kosa Dachi, which is the transition stance a lot in Tekki Shodan. So the hands, we won't be technically doing bunkai, but we focus on how the legs move within Tekki Shodan. So let's begin. Sit up. Makuso. Makuso Yame. Shomari. Wait. Akane. Wait. Up. Wait. Set up. Let's warm up. 40 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Left ankle around, reverse, knee, hip, right ankle around, reverse, knee, hip, feet together, knees around, reverse, reverse deep, and other direction. Feet apart, hips around, reverse, shoulders, reverse, arms, reverse, watching, palms up, over your shoulders, and twisting. On your left knee, both feet flat, deep stance, ankle over, hands up, hip down, shoulders your knee, shoulders back, Leg straight, forehead your knee. Other side, both feet flat. Ankle over, hands up, hip down. Shoulder to your knee. Shoulders back. Leg straight, forehead to your knee. Stand up. Head up and down. Left to right. Ear to shoulder. And around. Reverse. And shake it out. Round, straighten your gi. All right, that's fun. Chris, do you mind tilting your camera down so less of the ceiling and maybe a little bit of the floor? Yeah, where your knees are visible. Okay, maybe not that much. All I see is your belt. So well, that's probably good right there. Okay, so let's do the kata that probably fits the best inside the living room, which is Tekki Shodan. So if you start from center, Tekki Shodan goes one stance to the right, a little more for accommodating for furniture where your hand goes, comes back, and then about one step to your left. So as long as you can take a long Kibidachi in both directions, your kata will fit. Just be mindful. There is a large straight arm technique, Yoko. Okay, so starting from the center point, equal distance both sides. Okay. Would count. Balance, Tekki Shodan. Your would count. Rich, neat, some, chi, go, rook, shichi, hach, cute, cute, rich, neat, some, chi, go, rook, shichi, hach, cute, cute, rich, ni, some, shi, go, rook, six, hach, cute, cute, rich, Yame. Okay, so not a whole lot of space. So one of the things about Tekki Shodan, it just goes side to side in Kibidachi. Some people say you're fighting in a very small space, fighting a bunch of opponents, or moving in a narrow alley. Quite possible. One of the things that I'm going to take for today's lessons is Tekki Shodan is The Tekki series is notorious for Kibadashi. But also, in order to move in Kibadashi, you have to go into Kosa Dachi, which is a very transitional stance. So again, Kosa Dachi, Kibadashi, very large, wide. Kosa Dachi, basically almost like Sagiashi Dachi 1%, and just in between Sagiashi Dachi and Nekarashi Dachi. Okay, Sagiashi Dachi is 100% on one leg, Nekarashi Dachi is 90% on the leg. Same ratio. Kosa Dachi is 90% on the leg. It has the heel and the ball of the foot on the ground. So not a great stance for fighting in, but it's a great stance for moving in. So obviously, for most stances, when you're launching an attack, you have your feet wide apart. Even Nekarashi Dachi, your feet are still apart, even if you're attacking. This one, it's very hard with Kosa Dachi, which are one foot with 90% and the other foot crossing it, trying to launch techniques. But it's great for moving. So let's use that today. So the first techniques in the kata are starting from a Dachi. You go down to Kosa Dachi, and then you step out into Kibadashi. So again, we're not using the hands directly today. We're worried about how the stance works. So let's put that instead of going side to side, but straight forward. Maybe not exactly straightforward. So if I were to do this directly up and down the red line, not a whole lot to be gained. I'm facing this way. But if I were to do it, say, instead of going straight up and down the red line, but maybe 15 degrees off. So in other words, the line of attack is coming on this red line. I'm going to step here. I'm basically going either direct, slightly outside or slightly inside the person, and I'll probably be hip to hip to the right here. So let's try this. Start left leg forward in Zenkutsu Dachi. Okay. And we're going to go slightly off to your left. So normally when you traverse in Zenkutsu Dachi, you would cross this red line and go straight in there. My goal here is to stay slightly as close as I can to the red line on an angle and go into Kibadashi. Okay. So start left leg forward. So just stance now, no hands. So first technique, keeping the left foot planted, but you're going to rotate it because you're going to turn sideways. So I'm going to rotate my left foot, heel to the side, and go into Kosa Dachi with only the right ball of my foot touching. Okay, so my left foot is planted, right foot is hovering. And then as I put my right foot heel down, knee up, Kizugiri, and down to Kibadashi. So again, I'm staying relatively close to this red line. I'm not going way out to the side, Yoko. I'm not going Hamni 45. I'm going about 15 degrees. So I'm staying very close to the red line. Okay, person's coming in along the red line, I'm staying close. So again, left leg forward, 3 counts. First count, Kosa Dachi. Let's do 2 counts. The second count, straight up, Kizugiri, then down, Kibadashi. Okay, no hands. Ready? Itch, knee. You don't necessarily have to stomp, but I have neighbors downstairs, so I won't be stomping. Ready? Itch, knee. Back. Itch, knee. Okay. So what does a kata do? The kata starts already very close. And the first thing you notice happens, the left foot comes over, and then you drop weight. Okay. So it's not just crossing your foot, stepping, then going down. My head, from the beginning of the kata, will go down. So I'm getting from very high stance and his Dachi, feet together, down to Kosa Dachi. So from here, I want the feeling of you're in front stance, feel like you're keeping your weight low. So I'm trying to keep my head below this blue line. I'm not standing up and putting my legs across. Keep your weight down. Now it's at hands. So again, left leg forward. So what we're doing here is if they're coming in, attacking, stepping out of the way is not necessarily work. Take your left hand and just feel like the same thing here. You kind of cover up. the first move of the kata. So if your left hand, just cover front. So in other words, if they attack along this red line, my left arm, you're just gonna swing across my body with my shoulder. I'm not swinging my arm, I'm just bringing it across my body. Okay? So let's do that a few times. Again, your foot's gonna need to rotate so you can actually turn sideways. Your front foot. Ready? Rich. Don't feel like you're moving your arm, feel like your arm is moving your body. Ready? Knee. Good. Thumb. Chi. Go. Okay. So for the camera, I'm getting off the red line, which is the line they're attacking on. The fist is coming that way. Next thing I'm doing, left knee, Hizugari. So basically attacking that person coming in, and then down Kibidashi. And then for good measure, along this red line, I'm hitting them in the chest with Empi. So this is not the exact same thing as this. Down, Hizugari. I'm skipping this hand here and going straight to the elbow. So the kata is Kosa Dachi, no block. Hizugari, backhand block, which is not in this technique, but we're going straight to the Empi. So from here, Kosa Dachi, Sotoke, stepping in, Hizugari, and then Empi with the right backhand. Okay. This is very close space because you're going into them as they're attacking. Okay. So you're trying to shave them. I'm trying to stay as close to this red line as possible. That's what they're attacking on. So again, three counts. Okay. Ich is block Kosa Dachi, knee is Hizugari, Sam, Empi. Okay. Make sure you when you land, the timing's a little different. We're going to land with Empi. Okay. Ready? 3 counts. Ich, knee, Sam. Remember, try to stay close to the straight line as possible. Try not to go off to the side, more go in, but slightly off to the side. So I want to stay underneath this picture right here. I don't want to go too far to the hat. Ready? 3 counts. Ich, knee, Sam. Ich, knee, Sam. Ich, knee, Sam. Okay. 1 count. So in the kata, it's slow, quick, quick. This one, we're going to go straight to, I need a block, and straight in. Okay. So it's much quicker on the Kosa Dachi than there is in the kata. Feel like you're compressing your legs. 1 count. Ready? Ich, knee, thumb. Feel like that Hizugari is really exploding out of Kosa Dachi. She, go. Look. Chichi. Hachi. Q. Q. No. So this is a little odd because in Heian Yandan, you'll land in Kosa Dachi and just stay there. Okay. So to me, that's more of a test of your stability. This one, we're trying to use Kosa Dachi as a strong intermediate step. So from here, just kind of using it as a very quick block because you don't want to step back. In this case, we're not stepping back. And if we step in too far, we're going to get hit. So in this case, we're just trying to do a crap block. You know, it's better than just trying to stay here and trying to block it. They may overpower that. So you're trying to use some momentum to close in, which means it is a stance. It's an intermediate stance, but it is a stance. Okay, so you should feel pressure on the back leg. Okay. Let's do right leg forward now. So again, I'm trying to stay on this line. Let's do 2 counts first. Ooh. First, Kosa Dachi, then stepping in, Kibidachi. Okay, ready? No Hizugari first. Okay. So first compress, then expand. Ready? Never stay close to your line, the line of attack is coming in. Itch and knee. Back. So no hands for now, just focus on legs. Remember, rotate this front foot out so it almost points about perpendicular to the direction you're going, which is not exactly sideways, but almost, well, you can't see my hand here, but not exactly along the blue line, but slightly off of it. Ready? Itch, knee, back, itch. Okay, now add Hizugari, the right leg popping up, knee, up and down, just like the kata, up, down, back, Senkutsu Dachi, ready, itch, Hizugari knee. Okay. 3 counts, let's add hands. So first count, Sotoke in Kosa Dachi. Remember, you're not swinging your arm's just coming with your body. In other words, your arms are part of your body. Ready? Itch. Hizugari knee. Empty sum. Yep. Left hand empty. 3 counts. Ready? Itch. Knee. Sum. If you can, start a little more far back and try to have a narrower angle going straight along toward the camera rather than 45. Ready? 3 counts. Itch. Knee sum. Itch. Knee sum. Okay. 1 count. Whole thing. Remember, this is a hard contraction. Hard contraction. Explode out, expand. So the MP is the start of explosion. I'm sorry, not the MP. The Hizugari is the start of explosion. The MP is the end of it. Okay. Ready? 1 count, 3 moves. Itch. Really twist the torso. Knee. When you throw the Hizugari, your your Sotoke, your knee will be outside the elbow. Okay, so not inside, outside. And then when you land, rotate all the way around. Okay. Really twisting your torso. Tekki, all the Tekki kata are a lot about twisting your torso in place. Ready? Sotoke. Come. Try to keep your right hand on your shoulder until the Hizugari is done. Go. Good, 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 good. That windup's much more powerful when you land. Look. Good. Sit. Chris, try to have MP not at shoulder level, but a little bit lower. Yeah. So they try to run it across your chest, not across your shoulders. A little more connection in the armpit. Ready? Hutch. Yes. Two more. Two. Nice one. Two. Come here. All right. I'll picture you real quick. Okay. So a lot of torso twisting in this one. So the first move of the kata, again, doesn't have the dramatic contraction. What you should still feel from here, even when you're putting your left foot over, there should be a dramatic drop in weight. It's like the first move of any kata. You wouldn't do this in hand shodan. There's a dramatic drop in weight from high stance to low stance. Even here, this is a stance. Feel the pressure coming down there. So starting from a larger stance makes it easier to understand as you contract hard. Okay, so first three moves of the kata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, next moves. In Kibidachi, Yiramburai, Hakazuke, and then again, Kosadachi again, Hizugari, Iwazuki. Okay. So again, we'll try to use the hands a little bit, but focusing more on the feet. So this one's a little different in that you do get to start in a larger stance. So let's start left leg forwards in Kuchidachi. So we're going to try to use similar hands. So first move in place, left hand get umbrella, itch. Okay, and then just throw Yakuzuki, knee. Okay. Similar situation. I want to stay close to this red line. So I blocked them, I punched, now I'm going to chase them. So same thing, rotate my left foot, peel out a little bit into Kotsadachi, knee, just keep my hand out. Okay. Hizugari again, some. Okay. In this case, I'm going to take my right hand and Iwazuki when I land, which is backhand punch. So again, I'm attacking this red line because they're coming in along it. So left leg forward. So 4 counts. In place, get umbrella. Say block their punch. Okay. I try to punch them, they step back. Okay. And now I'm going to chase them. Okay. For this exercise, we're going to break this down to Kosadachi, but later on, this will be a faster Kosadachi. Knee, some. She, go. Back. First 2 counts, get about Yakuzuki 1, Kosadachi 3, Hizugari, Iwazuki 3. I'm sorry, Kosadachi 2, then Hizugari, Iwazuki is 3. Ready? Itch, 1, 2, 3. So just for this exercise to make that actually powerful, we're going to, come on. No. Oh, let me find it. In his bottom frame, Osaka is actually taking his arm way across when he's in Hizugari. So again, his arm and his knee are kind of folded up, and then he launches into Iwazuki. So when he starts, His arm is bent Kagezuke. Can't get great lighting. Yeah, his arm's bent Kagezuke. His left arm's bent, and then as you notice, as he brings his knee up, he straightens his left arm out, and then launches into Urozuki. So that's why for this exercise, I'm starting in Yakuzuki. So you can bring your knee, almost touch your knee to your elbow, and then land. Okay. So again, we're doing this from Zenkutsu Dachi, right, and Kibidachi. But the idea is the same, is that when you get to Kosa Dachi, there's this moment where you're twisted like a pretzel. Okay. So feel like 1, 2, contract even more, and then explode. So the Hizagiri is still part of the contraction. That's really tight. You wind yourself a Kosa Dachi, you wind yourself more of a Hizagiri, and then you explode for maybe like 1.5 feet of movement. Okay. But your body is just uncoiling. That's where that power comes from here. So it's not just a shoulder move. An Nakata would be really uncoiling right there. So the fat Urozuki is going to have to require the Hizagiri to really wind yourself up. Okay, so let's start again. Remember, 3 counts again. Just remember, after Kosa Dachi, you're winding yourself up with Hizagiri. Okay, in place. Get on by Yakuzuki. Itch. Knee Kosa Dachi. Okay, now you're wound up, but you're going to wind yourself up more. Some. Really feel it. Really twisting your torso up. Okay. Back. 3 counts. Itch. Knee. Some. Back. Okay. 2 counts this time. First count, get on by Yakuzuki. Second count, continuously twist yourself and then explode. Okay, so the Kosa Dachi is a transition step. Okay, but don't rush it and step wide. Make sure you're contracting on Kosa Dachi. It is a stance, but it's a transition stance. Ready? 2 counts. Get on by Yakuzuki. Second count, Kosa Dachi, Hizagiri, Urozuki. Ready? Itch. Knee. Good. So for the second count, feel like you're same move here. Contracting fast, which means make sure you rotate your ankle, or else you're going to hurt your ankle. Okay, so be careful what your ankle and knee is doing. Ready? Itch. Ready? Knee. Back. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. I'm trying to stay as close to this red line as possible because I know my opponent's along here. Hizagiri is not going to reach if I go 45. Okay, now 1 count. So it is block, counter, and they're running away, but you're running into them. If they do this, by the time they're here and they're stepping back, you should have thrown a Hizagiri into them because this is often quicker than that. They got really good hips. Yes, they can rotate back faster than you can shuffle back, but the idea is you can catch them on a shuffle faster than they can spin back on their hips. Left leg forward, 1 count. Remember, after you block them, you're literally chasing them after the Yakuzuki. Timing from the kata is different, but the feeling should be the same. Really compressing your hips. Ready? 1 count. Try to chase your opponent down the red line. Rich. Knee. Good. Tom. She. You're throwing 4 moves very quickly. Go. Go. Hook. Teach. Really feel like that Irizuki is coming off your shoulder and slamming down. Same time as a foot. Not 1, 2, but so almost the same as this. When you land from Maigari and throwing Yakuzuki. Okay? 3 more. Teach. Contract, contract, contract. Ah. Two. Ah. Last one. Two. Ah. I'm really twisting up the torso here. So if you do Tekki slow, you don't really feel these things. Once you start getting here, when you're doing these in-place movements, you definitely start feeling the twisting, and most certainly here. You should have that same feeling when you're going to Kosa Dachi and exploding out of it. Kosa Dachi is not, it's slow in the kata, but if you use it in real life, it'll be a very quick transition in and out of it as quick as possible. You're trying to wind yourself up and explode outward. Okay, let's do right leg forward this time. Okay, so this one, we're gonna have the footwork down, Kosa Dachi, Kibidachi. So let's do 3 counts. First count is Genanburai Yakuzuki. Second count, keeping your left hand out, Kosa Dachi. Third count, Hizugari, crossing your knee and your elbow, Irizuki. Okay, so starting right leg forward, 3 counts. Itch, Kosa Dachi knee. Okay. Remember, right knee to your left elbow. Some. Good. Really twist yourself up there. Itch, knee, some. Back, itch, knee, some. Good. 2 counts. First count, Genanburai Yakuzuki. Second count, Kosa Dachi, Hizugari, Irizuki. Okay. Itch, knee. Good. Try to touch your right knee to your left elbow. Itch, knee. Itch, knee. Now, same thing, 2 counts. Itch, except starting with knee, start exploding forward. So Kosa Dachi is going to be very quick. Ready? Itch, knee. The Hizugari is not going forward as much as toward the red line. So I'm literally attacking a person that's sliding by me. I'm blocking, countering. They're not going that way. They're going this way. Boom, boom. They're right here, not over here. I'm not chasing them as much as trying to run around them. Right leg, 2 counts. Speed up on your second one. Itch, knee. Remember, hizugari. Set. Itch. Knee. So that, not step across. There's this moment, literally trying to touch your right elbow to your left, your right knee to your left elbow. Really bring that knee up. You should see the side of my leg pointing that way, toward that red hat. Good. Whole thing, one count. Remember, contract on Kosa Dachi, contract even more in hizugari, explode out for irizu. Right? Itch. Right leg hizugari. Set. Knee. Good. You should feel like you're really tying yourself up on the second count, on the middle of it. Some. Chi. Go. Yeah. Good. Oku. Shichi. Hachi. Q. Q. Come here. A lot of twisting. Feel that. And then points to the kata. You're twisting side to side. In this case, you're counter twisting quite a bit. Hips going one way, shoulders going a different direction. Very difficult. Okay. So now let's do the kata. Same rhythm as the kata, but have the feeling of the twisting up on Kosa Dachi. So Kosa Dachi is not just stepping across. Kosa Dachi should be winding move. You should feel like you're tightening yourself up. So next move explodes out. So really tighten yourself up for the Kosa Dachi. Okay. There's about 4 Kosa Dachis in the kata, maybe 5. Okay. Okay, starting from middle of the room, you have one stance each direction. Bow now to Tekki Shodan. So with count, but you get the feeling of twisting every time you do Kosa Dachi. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Twisting. Sich. Touch. Chu. Chu. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Look. Itchy. Knee. Twisting. Twisting. Thumb. Chi. Go. Look. Itch. Touch. Two. Thumb. You. Come on. So only 3 Kosa Dachi, because the first one, there's no symmetrical variant of the initial start of the kata. Okay, so again, it's very easy to feel the twisting in these moves. That's a much easier twisting because you have your hips apart. It's much harder to twist yourself up when you have your hips together. And you got to compress or something. If you look at the pictures in Best Karate number 5, with Heian and Tekki, if you look at a picture of Osaka Sensei, he's twisting himself up a lot for Tekki. Just really, really generating that power, that corkscrew motion and exploding outwards. So when you do picture by picture, it's much more visible. Okay. That is extremely visible during tournaments or during tests, when I can see if someone's shoulders are actually moving or they're actually tying up shoulders or hips. So this is a pretty noticeable moment of body vibration. Okay. So again, kata, wood count again. Same feeling. A little closer to kata rhythm without me mentioning about twisting. Now it's Tekki Shodan. Your itch, knee, jump, go, look, chi, touch, reach, knee, jump, go, look, chi, knee, go, look, touch, jump. No, so a lot of rotational power. Okay, whole kata, one count, same speed, but working at the same rhythm. Balance, Tekki Shodan. Your Hajime. Da. Yame. No. So the one hip foot movement I didn't go over in class today was the Ashinamiyashi, the wave kick. Where, really come up and you kind of try to point your toes toward the front wall, but sweep your foot up. So some people feel it's like an ashi, or some people feel like it's someone trying to ashi you and you're evading. That one, a little more difficult. I don't think I could fit in the next 20 minutes. So we can do that next class if we have time. So again, today, worked on Kosa Dachi, which is the crossfoot stance. Just so you know, there's two Kosa Dachis. So the one we're practicing in class today, it's what's called Ushiro Kosa Dachi, meaning that the rear foot is the one that's flat in the ground. When you do here in Yandan, you're landing in regular Kosa Dachi, which is the front foot is flat. Those are both Kosa Dachi, just that they move in different directions. The idea is wherever foot is down, that knee is the one direction of power. Well, this one, since the rear foot's down, direction of power is this way, rather than slightly off. So not too much difference for this kata, but just make sure that there are differences where in this kata, it's the back foot that's down. The front foot's on the ball. And then the moment you switch to hizagiri, the foot comes down. Okay. All right, so again, Tekki Shodan, Kosa Dachi, one of the smallest two-footed stances is paired along with the largest two-footed stances, but it's a transition stance. It's not necessarily a stable stance like Kibadachi, so large dichotomy there. Okay, let's finish class. Says out. Maxo. Maxo Yame. Dojo-kun. Seek perfection of character. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. Show me. Right? Akane.